Every woman has one guy she never fully got over. The one who set a standard. The one she compares every man after to, and they all fall short. You think that guy was perfect. He wasn't. You think he did everything right. He didn't. What he did was create a psychological imprint so deep that he became the reference point for every relationship after. You can become that man, but not by doing what you think. Here's the framework. Most guys think being unforgettable means being perfect. The perfect boyfriend. Always available. Always saying the right thing. Flowers, dates, compliments, constant attention. That's not the guy she can't forget. That's the guy she appreciated and moved on from. The unforgettable guy created tension, emotional highs and lows, unpredictability, and most importantly, he left something unresolved. Here's the psychology. The human brain remembers incomplete stories more than complete ones. It's called the Zeigarnik effect. We obsess over unfinished business. A relationship that ends cleanly, mutual breakup, everything said, closure achieved, that fades. A relationship that ends with unanswered questions, unresolved feelings, what-if scenarios that burns into memory forever. The man she can't forget didn't give her closure. He gave her a story her brain can't stop trying to finish. Not because he was cruel, not because he played games, but because he understood that mystery and tension create emotional gravity, and emotional gravity creates obsession. Let's break down the framework step by step. How to become the man she compares everyone else to for the rest of her life. Step 1. Be undeniable in one specific area. You don't need to be perfect at everything. You need to be exceptional at one thing that matters to her. Maybe you're the most ambitious man she's ever met. Maybe you're the most emotionally intelligent. Maybe you're the best lover she's had. Maybe you're the funniest, the calmest under pressure, the most confident in your direction. Find the one thing you're genuinely elite at, and let that be your signature. Every man after you will be measured against that standard. If you're the guy who made her feel more desired than anyone else ever did, every guy after is boring. If you're the guy who had a vision for life that inspired her, every guy after feels aimless. You don't need to win every category. You need to dominate one category so completely that she can't find it anywhere else. Step 2. Create emotional range. The guys women forget are predictable, always happy, always stable, always the same energy. That's comfortable. Comfort doesn't create obsession. The guy she can't forget took her through emotional range. Deep conversations at 2 a.m. that made her feel understood. Playful teasing that made her laugh. Moments of intense passion. Moments of distance that made her wonder. You're not being unstable. You're being human. You're not always available. You have a life, a mission, things that matter beyond her. Sometimes she's your priority. Sometimes your goals are. That creates push and pull. Push and pull creates tension. Tension creates addiction. She never knows which version of you she's getting, so her brain stays engaged trying to figure you out. Step 3. Never need her validation. This is the difference between the guy she remembers and the guy she forgets. The guy she forgets needed her approval, constant check-ins. Did the first do okay? Are you happy? Do you still like me? That neediness kills attraction because it communicates low value. The guy she can't forget didn't need her validation. He knew his worth. He liked her, enjoyed her, but his sense of self wasn't dependent on her approval. When you don't need her validation, something fascinating happens. She starts seeking yours. You flip the script. She's wondering if she's good enough for you, instead of you wondering if you're good enough for her. That role reversal creates a dynamic she rarely experiences. Most men chase her validation. You're the one man who didn't. That makes you rare. Rare becomes unforgettable. Step 4. Walk away first or walk away clean. Here's the harsh truth. The guy she can't forget either ended it first or ended it so cleanly She never got the chance to process fully. If you stay in a dying relationship too long, the ending is ugly, resentful, exhausting. She's relieved when it ends. She moves on easily because the relationship became a burden. But if you walk away first, while she still wants you, or if you walk away without drama, without begging, without trying to change her mind, you leave a gap. Her brain expected a fight, expected you to chase. You didn't. You respected her decision or made your own and disappeared. Now she's left with questions. Did he not care? Did he move on already? Did the first make a mistake? Those questions keep you alive in her mind. You're not playing games. You're respecting yourself enough to leave situations that don't serve you. But the byproduct is that she doesn't get the closure of watching you fall apart. She doesn't get the ego boost of knowing you're destroyed. You just move on like a high-value man does. That haunts her. Step 5. Have a life that's bigger than her. The man she compares everyone to had a mission. He was building something. He had purpose, goals, a vision that existed whether she was there or not. She was part of his life, not the center of it. That's intoxicating, because most men make women the center of it. They drop hobbies, friends, goals to revolve around the relationship. That feels nice temporarily, but it kills respect long term. When you have a life that's bigger than her, she feels like she's joining something valuable instead of being the entire point. She's adding to your life, not completing it. That's attractive. And when it ends, she realizes she wasn't just losing a boyfriend. She was losing access to a lifestyle, a vision, a world you were building. The guy after you might love her more, but he doesn't have that same gravitational pull because his world revolves around her. Yours didn't. Step 6. Leave the relationship better than you found it. Here's the part most men miss. The unforgettable guy wasn't perfect, but he added value. Maybe he pushed her to be healthier. Maybe he introduced her to new ideas, new experiences, new perspectives. Maybe he challenged her to grow in ways she'd been avoiding. She's better because of the time with you. Even if the relationship ends, she looks back and sees growth. You weren't just a boyfriend. You were a catalyst. Every man after is measured against the growth she experienced with you. If the next guy's just comfortable, just easy, just stable, but doesn't challenge her or elevate her, he feels like a downgrade even if he's objectively a better partner. Step 7. Never come back. This is the hardest one. The man she can't forget doesn't come crawling back. Doesn't drunk text. Doesn't check her Instagram. Doesn't reach out on her birthday. He's gone. Completely. She has no idea if he thinks about her, misses her, or moved on instantly. That uncertainty is torture, and torture creates obsession. If you come back, you answer the question. You still care. The mystery dies. The moment the mystery dies, so does the obsession. But if you never come back, if you vanish completely and build an even better life without her, she's stuck wondering forever. Did the first matter? Does he think about me? Is he happier now? Those unanswered questions keep you alive in her mind permanently. Here's what this looks like in practice. You meet someone. You're confident, outcome, independent, clearly building something meaningful. You connect deeply, but you're not desperate. You create incredible moments, but you also have boundaries. You show up fully when you're there, but you don't need her to feel complete. You elevate her, but you also challenge her. And when it ends, whether you leave or she does, you walk away with your dignity intact. No begging, no anger, just respect and disappearance. Months later, she's with someone new. He's nice. He's stable. He does everything right. But he's not you. He doesn't have that edge. He doesn't challenge her the way you did. He needs her approval. He's always there. And slowly she realizes she's comparing him to you. She's measuring everything against the standard you set. And he's falling short. Not because he's bad, because you were unforgettable. That's the power of becoming the reference point. You're not trying to be perfect. You're trying to be singular. The one man who gave her something nobody else could replicate. Emotional depth, unpredictability, challenge, growth. And then you took it away before she was ready. That combination is psychological fire. It doesn't fade, it compounds. So here's the framework. Dominate one area completely. Create emotional range. Never need validation. Walk away clean. Build a life bigger than any relationship. Leave people better. And never come back. Do that, and you don't have to chase. You become the standard. The one every other man gets measured against. The one she never fully gets over. Tell me in the comments. Have you ever been that person for someone? Or had someone be that for you? How did it shape everything after? Subscribe for more psychology that actually explains attraction instead of giving you generic advice. And remember, the goal isn't to hurt people. The goal is to be so genuinely valuable that even when it ends, they know they lost something rare.